Peace and blessings, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Just tapping in on my second reflection on Brother Ben's podcast, his actual fireside chat with 19 Keys. So again, check it out. Definitely worth the 45 minutes to just get your mindset right. A couple things that I wanted to point out that the brothers talked about. So they were sharing about how Brother Ben talked specifically about digital real estate and how the journey of the process and knowing how to do every aspect of the process. He talked about how when he first started off, doing it from his phone, not having the expensive camera, and just building content after content and just totally understanding the ins and outs of what it means to create digital real estate. And then the value of doing every aspect of that gift, right? Doing all the pieces of what digital real estate is, having him be the cameraman, the content builder, the editor, the poster, you know what I mean? Like, he covered all of those aspects. And so what that does for him now is that when he's in a place where he can hire those positions, one, like he said, he's like, one, I know when people are slacking, and two, he understands the job in and of itself. And so he's not going to just take someone's idea, or someone just be like, oh yeah, I know how to video edit, and he has no clue how to do it. So you just got to take people's word for it, right? So when you have been the person that has taken the idea and brought it into fruition from start to finish, then not only do you know the ins and outs of the project or the ins and outs of the business or the program that you're putting out there, you're also able to find the right help or the proper help and guidance to be able to execute the vision, right? So it's really important. And I stress to people too, whenever you have an idea, make sure this idea is connected to your heart and your passion, and it's an idea that you would see through with or without people's help. That's key. Because if it's something that you thought of an idea, but you're like, but I need 10 people to do it with me before I do it, then you need to go ahead and just dismiss that one, let somebody else run with that idea, right? But your true purpose and your true passion is something that you're going to bring into fruition and bring into existence has to be with you, with or without the help of people. Because here, check this out. This is the law of attraction and the law of reciprocity kicking in. Even if you say, I'm going to do this with or without help, guess what happens? You get help. Because the idea is so much greater than you, and the idea is so much greater in service than you, that if you roll with that idea and it's in alignment with serving people in the line of positive energy, positive vibes, and benefiting humanity, you're naturally going to attract the help that you need without effort. I'm telling you, as God is my witness, I've seen it. So that was just a beautiful point, because I think we shy away from, we burn out because we have to do, or we've had to do all the pieces of the job. But if we look at the learning and the lesson of having to do every piece of the job, the blessing in that is, again, you know what help looks like. And as Minister Farrakhan talks about, then there's proper help, right? And so when you know how long it takes to edit a video, when you know how long it takes to upload videos and edit a website or revise a website, when you know how long it takes to register your LLC minutes, but when you know the process is the point. When you know the process, then one, you can sift out people that are just trying to scam, and two, you also know how you want the job to be done in a more efficient manner, right? So that's a beautiful thing. So do not shy away from the process and the journey of learning and enduring the pains that it takes to bring an idea into fruition, into birth. 9 months into the womb, and it's pain for the mother, right? It's pain for the father too, to watch the mother in pain. But that journey of those 9 months and the process of the pain and the different stages of development, the different stages of development, from the first trimester to the third trimester, that seed and the mom are two different people. from what they was in that first trimester and where they are at the third, different human being, different human expression. It's the same thing with bringing an idea into fruition. Where you were in the first stage of it, when the idea just popped into your mind, to where you are when you bring that idea into fruition 9 months later, 9 years later, you're a different human being. What's the difference? The stages of growth, right? Another point that 19 Keys brought up, and this was beautiful, and this is why I'm telling y'all got to check it out. He talked about leadership, and he talked about people that master. So we confuse leadership and mentorship and role models and leaders all in one. We think, and this is me too. I think this too until I had this idea today. We think that because you stepped into the limelight, athletes, rappers, whatever, pop stars, media, because you're in the limelight, you've also adopted a moral standard and a moral code. And the reality is no. The reality is, as 19 Keys says, these individuals were probably one step away from throwing it all away, right? But then they got their break. They got their Showtime moment. They got their moment of lights. And someone sifted them out. Someone became noticeable to them. They were posting YouTube videos, and all of a sudden that one video went viral, right? And now they're just in the presence of the limelight because they mastered one piece of something. And then there's this expectation that now, because they mastered how to post a viral video, that their moral standard is also right up in line. So when they mess up in the public, when they get the DUI, when they have the sex abuse case, when they have the sexual harassment, right? All the things that play out in our lives, we just not on Front Street, so we ain't got caught. But when those individuals that are in the media and in the limelight have those humanistic fallouts, we're so surprised. We're like, well, you're supposed to be a role model. No, they never said that they were a role model. And two, they only mastered a piece of what it means to be wealthy, right? A piece of what it means to master something. So that's another thing that I think is important too, is that you may have people around you, and you may be these individuals too, that have mastered finances, that have mastered investing. You might have mastered cryptocurrency and NFTs, right? That might be your lane that you've mastered. It would be unfair for us to expect that because you've mastered that one lane, you've mastered all, right? A lot of these leaders that come out, they're not trying to be role models. They're not trying to serve humanity. Now, I will say that when you talk about wealth and you talk about success and advancement and longevity and actually making impact, you do want to make sure that your leadership and your mastering of one skill set does transcend your moral standards. But I'm just speaking in the generalization. Most people ain't looking to have a high moral standard and be a guru of finances. That's not what they go into that field to do. Therefore, we judge oftentimes our leaders that fall short of the glory of God. When we see them, we like, oh man, okay, cool, you do this, but dang, I seen you do this. Yeah, because they're not mastering that piece of it. Now they should, but on the surface, I'm just saying in a general statement, most people are focusing on one thing, and we expect them to have all those other avenues figured out. Perfect example. I use my own personal testimony, right? Externally, I'm a people person. What do I mean by that? I can talk to anybody. I can have conversations with anybody, right? I'm not gonna have surface conversations, but I can have conversations about anybody. I can be personable. I can be outgoing. I can do all that, right? For a short period of time in my day. But I actually have social anxiety. I actually have anxiety around being around groups of people for a long period of time, right? That's something that you probably wouldn't even know, nor have I even named it that, because I didn't even know that's what it was, right? That's something that I'm working on, right? So people are like, oh, ask Imani to do this, ask Imani to do this. She's great at doing this. Yes, I speak well. right? I study. I have overcome a lot of anxiety when it comes to public speaking. So yes, I've got that category. And yes, I probably can be your spokesperson. But if you put me in another element, because I look and appear like I'm a leader on this level, but you put me over here, you may find out that I'm not successful in that area, because that's not something I've mastered. I haven't mastered going to the networking events and network. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just giving y'all an example. So it's really important that, one, we slow our judgment down of people. Doesn't mean that we don't expect them to be a certain way, but we slow our judgment down, because again, just because they hit the pinnacle of success in one area does not mean they hit the pinnacle of success in another area. And that's why I say self-improvement is the basis of community development. We have to be able to do our own work. In my video about the art of facilitation, I shared a little nugget about when you facilitate something, facilitate your life. Let's start with that. Not even a group of people. When you're facilitating your life, you have to be in a constant study of self-assessment, self-evaluation, self-correction, right? You're constantly learning self and figuring out how, if I do this way, does that benefit or does that take away from the family structure? Okay, this is not working. Let me try something different, right? Or let me try this because this was successful, so I'm gonna do this, right? So we're facilitating our own life by studying and learning ourselves. You get in front of other people, that integrity kicks in. So not only is it important to be doing your self-work, but then how you stand in front of people and facilitate in front of people, you also have to be living what you're preaching. And that's just real. And you can see through people, you can see through their level of integrity when that stuff doesn't match up, right? So again, jewels from Brother Ben's podcast, Fireside Chat with 19 Keys. If I don't say nothing else, I just want to leave you with this. Understand that we as individuals who are learning to be gods, right? As we are on this journey of striving to be better than who we were yesterday. And some people aren't. 19 Keys said, some people just want to be a dog Monday, they want to be a dog on Tuesday, they want to be a dog on Wednesday. He used the N-word too. Some people want to be niggas on Monday, Tuesday, whatever, right? What I will say is there are those people that actually want to do better each day. And so when you are that person, you are on the journey of perfection. Not saying that you're going to be perfect in your lifetime, but if you're trying to be a better person than the day you were yesterday, that striving, that journey is that journey to perfection, is that self-improvement journey. And so I just encourage us all to think about that. If you're not on that journey, ask yourself why. Why would you not want to be a better person than you were yesterday? And whatever answer you come up with will be interesting. You should let me know what you think. But for those of us that want to be better, we will always be in the student and the role. We will always be in the role of a student and always be in the role of a learner. And that is the best place to be, is to be a learner and a student. Because that means that every encounter that you have, every moment that you experience, and every person that you see is a learning opportunity for what? For you to be a better human being. Ain't that beautiful? It's beautiful. All right, y'all. Tap in. I'll see y'all. Don't forget Sunday interviews on IG. Check them out. Schedule will be up there on any particular Sunday. But we got some good interviews coming up. And all of this, everything that we do is about positive vibes, changing your thinking, making sure that you get the right tools, jewels, and just sparks, just to give you something to think about on your daily journey in this thing called life. All right? Peace and blessings. Check in at travelingpillar.com for the latest products. We got good stuff going out there. Discounts for people. Just stay tuned. You can always get into the exclusive text messaging team, which is text the word pillar, PILLAR, to 503-433-6332. That comes directly to me. It's not a bot. You are talking to your sister right here, and I send out different discounts only to that group so that they have opportunities to be a part of the family. All right, so stay tuned. Peace and blessings.